the phases of matter. Hey everyone, today we're going to be explaining the phases of matter, and we're going to do a little experiment to help you understand it too. Alright everyone, so to understand matter, we first need to look at a water particle. So here we can see that this water particle is made of three things. One oxygen atom, which I'll explain what an atom is later, and two hydrogen atoms. So an atom is the absolute smallest a thing can get. They have a nucleus which has neutrons and protons, and then there is outer rings of an atom, and these are the electrons. And so one water particle is made out of one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms. So, just to help you understand, one droplet of water, a single droplet, has 1.67 times 10 to the 21st power. Now, if you're like me and can't read scientific notation in the blink of an eye, then right underneath that number is what it really is, which is, how many is that? 100,000 million, billion, quadrillion, a giant number, 1670000000000. You get the idea. And then the next number is the amount of droplets that are in the ocean, which is 266400000000000. Oh my gosh. And then the number underneath that one is just me multiplying the amount of particles per droplet by the amount of droplets in the ocean, and we get this abomination of a number. It's like 44488800000000000000000. You get the idea. So you can see here in our next example that we have our solid, and the atoms are sort of close together and packed up, and that makes ice. And then in the liquid, you can see that it's a lot more like spread out and erratic than the solid, and that's what makes water. And in the gas, you can see it's all over the place, it has no exact destination, and that's sort of why you can't see it, because it's so small, not really in clumps, and that was what makes gas. And the warmer something is, the faster it moves. And if it moves faster, it becomes more erratic. So you can go really, really fast or really, really slow. And that's basically the idea of it. So in the next clip, we're going to do an experiment where we take an ice cube, heat it up, and watch it turn into water, and vice versa. So if we take this ice cube right here and put it in this pot, let's move it a little bit so it's better. Okay, there we are. So over time, because the ice cube is warming up, it's going to change its phase of matter and become more erratic. And based on the diagram last time, that's what's going to happen because I told you it is. But this is actually just to prove that stuff changes its phase of matter as the temperature of it changes. So you can see the ice cube is already starting to give off some water, and none of it's going to turn into steam because the stove isn't on. I'm just letting it heat up. And you can see that as it's getting warmer, the solid is turning into a liquid, just as I had predicted. And here we can see that the entire thing is all water now. And yeah, that was it changing its phase of matter. So that was a little experiment you could do at your house, and then you can also, if you wanted to, boil the water to turn it into steam. The water's going to disappear, but it will be there, but just as gas. So as a quick review, we know that the warmer something gets, the more erratic and spread out the atoms or the particles are, and thus the the phase of matter changes. So if you have a solid and you heat it up enough, it'll turn into a liquid, then a gas, and a gas can turn into a liquid if frozen, and then a liquid can turn into a solid if frozen. That's all. Please be sure to like and subscribe and comment if you ever saw the hammer.